K-12. All right, welcome to today's Wednesday webinar. It is Wednesday, January 6th of 2016. Happy New Year, everyone. I am Mark Oakton from the Instructional Design and Professional Learning Division. I get to work with instructional technology, the K-12 Talent Technology and Literacy Department. And I think I always put that backwards. So Literacy, Talent, and Technology Development. I'll get it eventually. And we have Craig Cudahy with us here from Educational Media Services from Vegas PBS. We're glad to have him. Welcome, Craig.
Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Wonderful.
All right.
A couple of items of business before we get started. I like to know who I'm talking to. So if I could have everybody write into the text chat box what school you're coming from really quickly. Just type in the text chat box what your location is. Okay, I'm seeing Morrow Elementary School, Clark High School, NVLA. Thomas, welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. Tartan, Booker, Callan, Silverado, Decker, Beckley, Guy, West Tech, O'Callahan, Hewitson, Bonner Valley. Go Tartan, I like it. Richard Bryan, South Continuation, and Lois Craig. Excellent. Thank you all for joining us today and for taking this time to be with us. The text chat box is really useful. If you have questions throughout the presentation, go ahead and just type your question into the text chat box, and I will feed those to Craig to have him answer those because he is the star of our show. And so without any further ado, I will turn it over to Craig.
We'll try that again. Great, thanks a lot, Mark. Everybody can hear me? I always get freaked out by the webinars because I can't see people's faces, so I don't know if I'm saying something that makes sense, if I have a joke that's actually funny. I don't know. Let's see here. Can you see that? Can you see that there?
You're just...
Is that coming through?
It says you're sharing your desktop, but it doesn't show anything other than the gray screen with the sharing your desktop message.
Really? I hate when that happens. I thought we had this down yesterday, remember? Share. Was it screen 2? Let's see. Screen 1. Try that one.
There we go.
You see me there?
A nice profile shot.
Yeah, well, that's the separate system we were going to try to simulcast on, but we're going to go with Saba anyways. But later on in the show, guys, I'm going to be talking about this is a live broadcast that is coming right from the new ClassroomCast system. And a lot of schools are using this for video announcements, and but you as a teacher can also record right from your computer and save it for later and share it with students and or parents. So I thought we could do both at the same time, but I realized I was making Mark's life a little more difficult and making my life more difficult also, but just get the action shot in there, right? Anyways, I'm done with that. Moving on. I got an agenda somewhere on here. Let me see if I can pull that out. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Okay. Mark, I want you to just stay on like that the whole time. I can't handle the silence. You could just keep talking me along.
I'll jump in every now and then.
All right, cool. All right, guys. Now, I don't know if anybody's been, I'm sure some of you folks might have seen me present in the future or previously. I want to say a couple things. We have a lot of new stuff going on. A lot of changes have occurred this year, and I would say for the better. And I'd have to say for the first time in a long time, we really have our video streaming server to its best point it's ever been in history. So I have some things I'd like to talk about as it relates to getting your browser set up. I want to talk about some of the new resources, a whole new system and format for Discovery Education. There's a whole new format and system for Learn 360. PBS Learning has a lot of great content. We definitely need to talk about how to share content with students and the legacy server. And we also, then I'm going to jump into the whole ClassroomCast system, and I'm going to give a brief overview about live broadcasts, and then how you as a teacher can create content right with your smartphone. It could be an Android or an iPhone, and you can send that out to your students using like Class Dojo or Remind, and you can even attach homework assignments to it. So this system, I think, is revolutionary. Not many schools are implementing it. If you're here on this in this session, I think you're a tech person, I'd imagine, and I think you guys are forward thinking, and I think this could be something for you. And I will say that if your school doesn't have it officially, I will make sure you guys have access to it. Anybody who's here, you can have access to the system if you're interested in it. And if you know me at all, I'm really trying to get into the nuts and bolts thing. I pride myself on making things ease of use. It's ClassroomCast, the way it's designed is record, you share it, and that's it. 2-3 clicks and you have a video. You don't have to be a video editor to make content available for students. So that's kind of be a quick overview. Before I get started, is there any questions or content that the group would like me to cover that I might not have mentioned here already? Anybody have something they want to learn about or hear about? Anyone at all? You see anything, Mark? No?
I'm not seeing anything come up in the text chat, so this is your show.
Okay.
It's all you.
All right. Well, I'm assuming, again, assuming is always a bad thing, but we're going to do the screen share thing, right, Mark? So I'm going to jump right to the live site of OnePlace and get into that. I just want to make sure I'm sharing the right screen. So if I bring this over here, you see it now, Mark? Does that come in to play, the Google screen?
Right now we have your ClassroomCast screen.
Oh, so you're still on screen too. Okay, we can go from there. It works. So if at any time, Mark, I can send this. If you have everybody's name and information, I can send you. I should have done that earlier. Mark, I feel bad. Mark's, on top of things. He's sending me, hey, you got the handouts for everything, and it was like over Christmas break, and I think I was taking the kids sledding, and I'm like, we could do this on the fly. But I have the handouts for you, so I can send all this stuff that we're talking about today, and I'll email it to Mark, and he can share that with you. Sound good, Mark?
Sounds good.
Good, thanks. Thanks for staying on here, Mark, because I need that. When it's too quiet, it freaks me out. Okay, guys, so we're here. You can see this then at the OnePlace URL, right? This server is tied in with all the districts' AD. So I got 2 emails today from people saying to me that, my server's wrong and it doesn't work, and I think people were on break and just forgot their AD username and password, because I'm knocking on the same door as Infinite Campus and everybody else. Okay. But before we even get into video streaming, I've really been stressing this a lot, and I don't know if there's any if any of the tech folks at school are, or any of the tech representatives, but I am stressing this to everybody, because even when I go in the classrooms, you have to get your browser set up so the downloads are coming to your desktop. And I have 2 videos here. There's one right here on Mozilla and one on Chrome. And what I'm trying to say is, if you go into the settings, you can see this okay, right, Mark? We're going to go to settings. And on Chrome, you go to advanced settings. And I have handouts on this too, guys, and I'll send that to you. But under advanced settings, you can see here it says downloads, right? And typically on anybody's setup, it's going to take you to a specialized download folder within Chrome. Does that sound right, Mark? Is the standard?
Yes, that's standard.
I think so. So you can do one of 2 things. You can ask where you want files to download or change it. I always just change it and select my desktop, and then that's it. So now at any given time, when something's downloaded, it's going to go right to my desktop, which obviously you guys know what a desktop is, which is the background here, right? Yes, Craig, we understand. Okay. Sorry. So, oh wait, you didn't see that background. That's background, right? That's your desktop. Okay. Me getting back to the screen. Is everybody with me on why I'm trying to say that? Any questions? Makes sense, right, guys? Green check marks. Give me something. I need love. All right. Thank you, MN423. Thanks, Tracy. All right, good. Because you guys are gonna see how this comes into play later on. All right. So let's go to OnePlace, and we'll log in with your AD. And what's great about One Place now is that we have a number of ways where you can access content. The quick and easiest way is to do a search right from just like a typical Google search, or you can select any of these buttons along here and it'll take you to that resource. Which is what is great that just occurred in August is that with Discovery, at one point it used to require a second login. Now Discovery allows for what is essentially called a single sign-in, or SSO, and it works flawlessly. However, there's, like in any system, you're going to have about 1 or 2% of the people where there will be a minor error where something didn't sync up right. Actually, Mark Oakton is a perfect example. Just yesterday, we were doing a run-through a little bit, and Mark, when he clicked on Discovery, it took him back to his old account days at the school he used to work at. Was it Shadow Ridge, Mark, or which one was it?
Shadow Ridge, and then it took me back to Mojave, which was going back about 10 years.
Yeah, so it had some data in the system there. But how long did it take me to fix it, Mark? It took me, what, less than a minute?
About 45 seconds.
Yep, and Mark, if you just email me, I'll get you guys back online. It's not a problem. I'm happy to help everybody, okay? And I'll also say if you guys have schools or teachers that are interested in learning how to do this, I'm happy to come to the school before or after or on break and do a quick mini tutorial, do a little hands-on thing, if anybody wants that. So let's do this. I think you guys get the whole idea of it. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this, but let's do a quick search on something reasonable. Let's see, we just had the holidays. What happened? Let's see, we had Pearl Harbor, right? That was not too long ago, right? So now it's going to search across all our resources and bring up content. As educators, we don't have a ton of time, right? So you can see here, Mark, isn't there cool little highlight things I can use? What are those things called? Like, is there tools right here? Like, I can use this neat little...
Yeah, but if I go, I just took it into the whiteboard, so I took your app share away, so I'll try it now.
Do I got to go back to app share?
Yeah, start your app share again.
Okay. Now you're back to app share?
Tools disappear, so...
Oh, that's weird. If I brought this into this...
I don't know. I've not tried doing the highlight tools with the app share.
Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I just wanted to do the tools because it seemed cool. Can you still see my screen? Oh, well.
Only a part of it. You'll need to bring the whole screen in. If you go back to share, do the drop down next to share and just choose that screen.
I'm getting locked out.
We're only seeing a portion of your screen, Craig.
I know, but I can't adjust it now. It's like it's locked up. Oh, Craig. No. Okay, let's take a break. Let's not keep clicking things, right? Sorry, Mark. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Let me...
Okay. I'm kind of... Here we go. We're getting back in the track of things.
I ended your app share so you can restart it.
Okay, thank you. We won't mess with the tools, guys. Sorry. There's Craig going on trying to get things too difficult. I just wanted to highlight 1992. All right, well, we won't do that. Okay, I just want to make sure I can see all the comments. There we go. All right. Anyways, so there's 1,900 pieces of content. If you guys, does everybody see here on the, yeah?
No, you're just sharing the blank screen. You'll need to go back into your share. There you go. Now it's only showing part of it again. If you do the drop down next to share, then choose the Chrome window that you're sharing.
Share, screen 2. Are you seeing it?
Instead of screen 2, go down to the Chrome window.
One more time, guys. Let's try that. Is that working?
Yep, there you go.
So random. I apologize. Okay, I'll stop playing around. I'm just trying to have fun with it. So we have 1,992 results, and the easiest thing, guys, to sort through this is a couple things. What I always tell folks is to scroll along here on the right-hand side. You see it says narrow search. I scroll along, and first thing I do is go to copyright year. You guys see this here, and it says 2011 to present. If you select that, it filters out everything older than 2011. How cool is that, right? Because as educators, you get inundated with content. It's not saying that the content is wrong, because we know, the factual evidence is still the same, but, we don't want to have a video where it says go to the TV and turn the right-hand knob for the volume button, right? I mean, that's an old video. I've actually seen one like that. Okay. Second thing I tell folks to do after you do that, so now we don't have 1,992 results, we have 216. So we filter some of that out, and since we're talking about video resources, we want to stay with video content. You don't necessarily always have to do that, because we have things, you can see we have World Book Online and other vendors as well. You can see all the vendors that we're searching through. But let's go to one of our main vendors, okay? So the first one is, we'll just go to PBS Learning Media. And I actually had a teacher make me come out to her school because she didn't understand that you need to click on this to see the video. That's kind of funny, right, guys? Someone give me a smiley face on that one. That's kind of funny. Anyways, that's what you had to do. So I got 3 smiley faces. Thank you. So if I want to watch a video, I click on it, and boom, it's going to take me in there. Now, one thing I'm behind on, and I'm still working with HR, is that because Vegas PBS is so cool, we have a special and unique relationship with PBS National in that we have access to what is called the premium content. And right here, this is the prime example, the first one that came up, the Ken Burns collection. This is under premium content, and your average Joe, like parents, it's this PBS Learning Media is free to the public, your parents, students, and teachers, but the parents at home would not see the premium content. But you as a teacher, you have access to that. So how much of a difference is it? 30,000 resources for the free end, 100,000 resources for you folks at CCSD. How cool is that, right? Since we're doing a screen share, we are not going to play the video because it's just too much stuff. All right, but as you can see, if I just hit the plus button, it pulls out our standards, and it's got the academic state standards as well. And sometimes if you go further, it might even have lesson plans and more things like that. It has it in Spanish. How cool is that? And check out this share button. Mark was telling me how important this is. Check that out. Google Classroom, right?
We're not seeing it now, Craig.
Come on. I didn't do anything though.
Did you jump to a new tab?
No.
There we go. Okay.
It's just taking a minute.
The video is just a little bit behind you.
Are we still seeing Pearl Harbor, guys?
No, now it's just showing the blank screen of your desktop. Go back to, there we go. Now we can see the share with emails, Facebook, Pinterest.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was getting to. So if you wanted to share this, if you wanted to make it your favorite, you can hit the little heart. All right, I think I already saw Valentine's Day stuff at the store. Can you believe that? It's like Christmas is just over, now they got Valentine's stuff in the store. So if you wanted to share this with Google Classroom, you can do that right there. I'm going to say this a few times, Mark, and you guys got to help me on this. As it relates to sharing content with students, there is an order of operations in play, and it's going to happen for every one of our services. Because we pay a fee for Learn360 and Discovery, it's proprietary, I don't know if proprietary is the right word, but it's copyrighted material, right? So it has to be password protected. We at CCSD use our Active Directory to protect everything. What happens is, with all the services, Discovery, Learn360, and whatnot, if you try to share something with a student and you give them, let's go to another resource like Discovery, because I really want to hit this point home and hard to make sure everybody's on the same page. Did I just click everything on PBS Learning Media? There's got to be, let's see here, we can pick another vendor. Let's go back one. Let's pick Discovery this time. Sorry. This is great. It should log in. You don't have to log in again. Looks a lot different now, guys, doesn't it? Does this look different to some folks? Because it looks, things have changed in the last year. And then we'll talk about some of the changes. To share it, you would have to click the More button here and hit Share and check it out. You can also share this to Google Class. But as I was trying to say, check out the URL, guys. You see how it says clarkdiscoveryeducation.com, right? You get that? If I try to do that in a new window, well, it's going to work because I'm logged in. Let's log out to prove the point. Yeah, if I try to go to that resource, it's going to take you to a different login. And this is where the confusion comes in for teachers and students. What we want to do is try to get them to log in at one place first, the order of operations. You log into one place, you go to that resource like Discovery, and then you click on it, and you log in, order of operations. You log in, you get to the resource area, the resources for Discovery. Now I click on it and refresh, and it's going to say, okay, you're logged in, there's the resource. Please tell me that makes sense. In my mind, it makes sense. Can I get a thumbs up for that making sense?
The benefit here is the single login.
Correct.
That's the real benefit.
Right. But unfortunately, I think teachers, their whole goal is like, hey, I want to share this with students, right? I want to share this for, I think, are people getting pushed to do flipped classroom more? I mean, that's what I'm hearing from my side, so I'm trying to figure out ways for folks to do that. And Classroom Cast is going to be key for that, but you can certainly use content from our educational providers here. So order of operations, that's key, and I'll send out that email on that as well. Okay? Operations. Now, let's see here. Someone can get a free prize if they can tell me. They can get Mr. Snuffleupagus here. All right, let's see if we got it, Mr. Snuffleupagus. Did you guys get to see him before? No? Here, I'm going to be silly. Sorry. Mark, bear with me. Live schedule. This is our one place.
That's okay. I saw him yesterday while you're doing your classroom.
Did you see him yesterday?
When you left
for lunch.
All right,
guys. Does everybody see Mr. Snuffleupagus? Takes about a 3-second download. All right. How come, Mark, I can't see it won't stay out? There it is. I got some green lights. Now, when I'm looking at Discovery, does anybody want to tell me what they see differently that stands out in a huge way to them? Anybody want to take a chance? Or what button's missing that used to be prominent? Maybe I'm asking the question wrong. Anybody? You're seeing the Discovery screen, right, Mark?
Yes, we see it.
Okay. No one wants to take a crack at it? I don't see anybody. All right. Well, I guess it's been a while. You guys are just still coming off a break. Previously, there used to be a download button right where my mouse is, right? Now we have this download button way over here on the right-hand side. And the huge thing was, for this download, should I right-click and save target as? The answer to that is no, because that's what we used to do. We have now converted and gotten rid of all of our QuickTime and Windows Media Format video. All the video now on the local server is .mpeg4, which may not mean a lot to you guys, but if you recall last year, how many times when if you try to hit play and you would get an error, or it would say player error or plugin error? You guys used to see that, right? Anybody?
Yes.
Okay. I'm assuming people are listening. Thank you, Stacy. I got one from Stacy. Right. So you used to get all these plugin errors. It was a big pain. Our usage was going down because teachers were getting tired of it. But watch this. So now all you need to do is left-click the download button, and hey, it tells you you can get a low quality 9 meg or even a high quality. Theoretically, this stuff's still supposed to be coming from our local server, but it doesn't look like it yet. So Mr. Craig is still screaming at some people, but I'm going to go low this time. You don't have to right-click again. I just left-click it. Look at the bottom of my screen here. Look what just happened. When you hit it, and you hit download, it automatically downloads. That's what's different, and that is the key reason we want to make sure we have modified our browsers to download right to the desktop. Because how many teachers do you know are going to be like, okay, I hit download, but where did it go, right? So you're only seeing my second screen. Let me put this. So it downloaded. It keeps staying. It won't. Crikey. So I can share screen one here, Mark. Give me a second. Screen, share, screen. Can you see that? Can you guys see the movie there? Please tell me yes.
No, it's only showing a small portion of your screen. I don't know why.
Okay. Can you see the video though? Can you see that?
Yep, we see it.
Okay. Well, that was a video that was downloaded, went right to my desktop. Okay. That's the key part. So you can easily find these videos. I think that's cool. And they'll play on an iPad and they'll play on any other device that's out there. That's super cool. I know I talk a lot. Is there any questions so far? Is this making sense to everybody?
Basically, it's a lot easier to download the media than it used to be. You used to have several choices, and people would get confused. It's
correct.
Very much simplified.
Exactly, more than ever. So now they just do that. Going back to PBS Learning Media, as I look here, I don't see a download button. Well, that is probably because this is a premium content, and Ken Burns doesn't want his stuff downloaded, right? So let me do another search for something.
Craig, you need to
switch over
your app share.
Thanks, buddy. So I'm moving over to PBS Learning Media, and I'm trying to look for a piece of content that is downloadable. And one way to do that, if you look on the right-hand side, you can see we got stuff in English and Spanish, which is great. And then it even tells you if you can have the ability to download it. Some are stream only. Some have, you can even edit it, and even shows you the premium content stuff. So I'm going to say stream and download just for the argument of downloading, because I want to show the one thing about PBS Learning Media. It's just a little tricky, okay? And we're talking about videos. But I really think PBS Learning Media is a really great, clean site. So that's definitely something I like about it. Now, I don't understand how this is. Well, I said Pearl Harbor, so we're getting some weird things. Let's try World War II. WW2. See what we get with that. Yeah, we get a lot more stuff. And we said we wanted a video, right? And we can do grade level if we wanted, and we want to download stuff. Because I just want to show this one thing, and then I'll stop. All right, we got World War II experiences, fallen soldiers teach students about sacrifice. It looks like we got a lot of interviews. Even Vegas PBS has some content in here, I'm pretty sure, where we interviewed folks from Nevada and Las Vegas who were in the war, and they talk about their experience. But the point of what I want to try to show is, with PBS Learning Media, to download it, you see the download button, right? What happens here, and again, is you're not right-clicking anything like before. I've been training on this forever, since 2003, and my mantra has always been right-click, save target as. And now everything's changed. So if I just click this, watch what happens. Do you see that downloading, guys? You saw it, right, Mark? Mark?
Yes.
Okay.
You can see it.
Okay, so it downloaded to a zip folder, which I can't seem to get to stay on that screen. That's what makes me nuts. Can you guys see the zip folder I'm holding? A zip folder, you have to right-click and hit extract, which is one more step, and it just makes me a little angry. And I've told them, everybody else, doesn't do that. Why are you guys making us do that, But they do. So what happens is, I'm going to try to Saba meeting. Okay, I'm going to do this, Mark. Watch this. So I'm going to go share screen. The desktop, is it? Share. So you see my desktop, right? Can you see the whole desktop now, Mark? Is that better? Mark?
Yeah, we see most of it.
Okay. So what happened was when I extracted this, it gives me these 4 things. See, I know I'm a tech guy, but how come it won't let me put stuff on this desktop, Mark, or the other one? There's something locked in on properties, and I never understand how to undo that. I know I'm a tech guy. There's some things I can't get sometimes myself. But here's that video. But for whatever reason, PBS Learning Media puts it in all this stuff, and it's not the end of the world, but I always fear it's just one more step that frustrates teachers. But I will say the quality of it is always really high end. It's 1,200 kilobits a second. It's a high quality video, even though it's just an interview with a guy. But you get the idea, right? Let's go look at our last one. Is Learn 360, and they changed their system as well. So let's take a look at that. So we've looked at all 3 sites primarily. If I want to do another search, I'm back to one place. Oh, there's some unique ways to share things too. Let me show you that in a minute. There's just so much stuff I don't want to freak people out. The oddball that sticks out on this, guys, is Khan Academy. I can click all these resources and it'll take me to that resource, except Khan Academy. Khan Academy makes you do a search, like if I did fractions, right? Khan Academy is primarily math. And then let's say I went to my vendor and I went, oh, Khan Academy, and then am I on screen 2, Mark, still, or no? Am I on the right screen? You can see me?
No.
You guys got to tell me. No one's saying anything. All right. So, as I was saying, you can't click this, Khan Academy. You have to do the search for it. Fractions. You can see this now, right? Then go to your vendor. There's Khan Academy. And then if I click on the resource, it'll take me there. You see that, guys? But if I try to do it, they're the exception to the rule. If I do it from the home page, it's going to ask me for a login, and that's a whole nonsense. But all the others will let you go right to the resource. So let's go to Learn 360.
So
this is what Learn
360. You have to go to the Khan Academy resources through the back door. You can't go straight to the front door.
Correct, exactly. But they have a lot of great content, and it's worth knowing that. But I just don't want people frustrated by knocking on it and then asking for him to log in. Does it make sense? Maybe one of these days I can get them to partner up with us in an easier way. A lot of these places have major egos, and it gets frustrating sometimes. Learn 360, change this over break, and it looks a little cleaner. I kind of like one of the strong points I always thought about Learn 360 is when you did a search, it breaks everything down into great subject areas, and you can then, let's say if you selected art, then it brings it down to maybe modern art, impressionist art. I'm not an art major, but you get the point I'm trying to make. So I just hit search here. I'm curious to see how much stuff it's going to bring up. And I don't know if our internet's going slow, but it used to break things down in a great and specific way. I can't tell. Let's try. You can do an advanced search. You can just do keyword in that. I think that makes sense, but no one really ever does that, do they? Everybody just does the Google search. Someone type out something for a piece of content that they could use a video on this week. Give me something from the quietest crowd out there. Anyone?
Martin Luther King.
MLK. All right.
Thank
Someone
you,
said
Mark.
MLK. I love it. Okay, Martin Luther King. Thank you, Mark T. Thanks, Reggie. Maybe we'll get into that too. So we did MLK. This is what I was looking for. See how it says narrow results and see how it breaks things down? But since we did MLK, so we have Martin Luther King. Let's see here. Exercise, Martin Luther King Day? Really? That's a reach. Sorry. I'm going to have to kind of laugh at that one in a sense of how is that really related to something so significant. Here we go. We got some good content here. I have to say, Learn 360 has great speeches and historical speeches that are, here's a famous one right here. Let's see here. What I learned, again, I don't think we can broadcast live to everybody here.
No, the sound won't play through Saba.
Right. But they have a theater mode, which is going to give you a fuller screen, which is pretty cool. And then to download, again, no more. The right-clicking, days of right-clicking are gone, right, guys? I hit download full title, and it's going to start downloading in the background and go right to my desktop. That's, the new world that we're in. No more right-clicking stuff, okay? This is something I'm trying to fix with Learn 360. They just added it, and it hasn't been modified yet, but check this out. I think this is kind of cool. It's asking for a login, which we're going to get fixed, but when they say custom segment, for videos now, you're going to be able to say, well, I just want the speech from this part to this part, and then you'll be able to get and download a custom segment of that piece. Isn't that kind of cool? Yeah, Craig, that's real cool. All right.
I like it because I always would take different segments from videos, and it's much easier just to download the snippet.
Right. Right. I used to get so many people say they wanted to edit video, and I'm like, God, no, God, it takes so long. It's so much time and energy from us to do that. It's not worth your time. Just mark, hey, at 5 minutes and 30 seconds into the video, that's what I want, right? Like you have the scrubber bar on the bottom here, and you can just go right to where you want to go. You don't want to get into editing at all. Okay, guys? Let's see here. Now, Learn 360 has been calling me. They've been wanting me to have a conference with them and talk about all the new content they got, and I just have been super busy. Can you get several different segments and put them together, Janice? That's a great question, and that kind of goes right back to what I was saying in regards to editing. I don't recommend it because it takes so much processing power, even for a fast computer, that it would have to you would put those segments in, and then it would have to re-encode video that's already kind of been encoded to a lower level. So it's kind of, how they talk about making copies of copies, right? Your quality is going to get even lower. So again, the best thing to do, I would say, is maybe download them, put them into a PowerPoint, right, and then have segment 1, segment 2. That'd be cool. Like, once we get this custom downloads available, right? If you had a PowerPoint file and you went from screen 1 to screen 2 and it played, that almost would be like editing, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
I would recommend PowerPoint.
I'd recommend downloading them separately and just pull the 3 clips, and then you can put them into whatever resource you want.
Yeah. I guess I'm saying that, but I'm saying, with the Learn 360, if you downloaded the custom segment, you're basically editing that piece, and then within PowerPoint, from slide to slide, you're showing your edited video. I'm reaching. That's a lot of work. Just download them and go to the boss spots. Well, hey, Hey, you know what, Mark? This makes things even more interesting because now Craig's going to kick it up a big notch. So if you weren't paying attention, let's get our thinking caps on and talk about some of the stuff we can really do now as it relates to video and some of the power that you have.
And these are brand new things.
Yeah, I'm going to end the one place stuff. I think that was important, key to show, you know, some of the unique differences we have in one place. But let's talk a little bit about the new service, which is called ClassroomCast. And that is our 17th name choice because it took legal that long to say that's a URL we can get. And you can still see the side view from the video I have here. Okay, cool. But about approximately 100 sites currently have ClassroomCast. What is ClassroomCast? ClassroomCast is going to allow you as a teacher, if you have it, and like I said, anybody here that is on the system, if you're interested in it, I will get you set up, okay? Most high schools have it, most middle schools and a few elementaries have it. And what it does is a lot of schools are using for video announcements. So, for example, if I pulled up, here's all my sites here. You're going to have to email me separately, and I'll get you set up because that shows that you're really interested in it. So email me on Interact saying I want to be set up on ClassroomCast, and I will get you going. Because there are things within AD I have to get linked up first, because it is all linked in within AD. So I'm trying to get a hold of a new site that just bought it, the system. Now, to do video announcements in the past, through it used to be $5 grand for a school to get an encoder. It was called a Video Furnace Portable Encoder. Okay, it was a little white box, and it cost $5,000, and it allowed the schools to broadcast within the site itself. Okay. Now, all you need as a school, hey, I'll use the camera here, is, let me go back to that screen, is, sorry, let's try to keep that running, is an account, and this box here, which is, can you see this? It's called a USB dongle. It's basically a tiny little dongle that connects to any computer or machine, and it'll allow you to broadcast to any PC or smartphone or iPad anywhere in the world. So that's how schools are doing their video announcements. It's not just that piece of equipment, though. You need to have the software set up that we have in the background. Silverado has it, correct. But Silverado does their system a little differently, where they pre-record it and then upload it. So they don't actually even use that piece of equipment. They're just using the system itself. I was trying to get to Martha P. King. Okay, here's a prime example. Martha P. King has one camera. They whip out, they go, we want to do video announcements, and here's a camera. And they whip out a 7-year-old JVC camera. But with this software that we have, I'm tangled up in my wires, excuse me here. With the software that they have, I know you won't be able to hear audio. Let's go full screen. They have a little pre-roll here. Let's see if I can jump around a little bit. There's my mouse. Don't tell me it locked up. Sorry, guys. A little pre-roll. This is this is live. They do every morning, and so this is their pre-roll saying, okay, make sure you're there. And it looks like they messed up. Someone's been playing with their settings for a green screen. Sorry, let me get it. Someone's been messing with their green screen settings, but behind their wall, they painted it green, and there they have the principal and a student. They need a what's that called when you can read? Teleprompter. They need a teleprompter, but very basic bones. You can see they have their little logo in the bottom corner, and that's how they do their video announcements every morning. It records it on the fly, and then it looks like they do their, Pledge Allegiance. What else they got here? Bam, bam, bam. I'm laughing. So it looks like they cleaned up that. Let's see here. But you can see here, these are all their announcements they've done since we've implemented it a few weeks ago. These guys are going daily like gangbusters. How cool is that? That's one aspect, okay? And I think, you know, working with Troy Miller, this is going to replace CCSD TV. CCSD TV was great. Troy they're not giving him the money and the finances to maintain that server. So I've spoken with him, and I've been sending out emails to individuals who actively use CCSD TV to say, hey, you're going to need to start transitioning over to ClassroomCast. Mark T is asking, can you use multiple cameras with the system? Well, the answer to that is yes and no. Using my camera again, let me show you a cool box that I just got. Hold on a second here, edit the scene. I'm going to increase my screen size here. Let's see, I'm going to look huge in just a second. You can see that, right, Mark?
Yes, we see it.
All right, I got this on as a demo, and this is the most amazing thing ever. Let's see here. Can you see that? Roll a little higher. This is a Roland something VR3EX. Okay. Does anybody want to take a crack at how much this costs? Stacy, yeah, they're free. I'm going to give everybody one. Okay, let me just say, this is basically a mini studio in the, like a mini director's studio. This holds 4 inputs. Okay. Let's see the camera here. I'm going to look at there's a few second delay here. Let's see, it's weird from this angle, but how I envision some schools using it, it's got 4 HDMI inputs or RCA inputs, okay? And as the director, I can simply just go camera 1, camera 2, and it does transitions on the fly. On my homepage, the Vegas PBS ClassroomCast homepage, you'll see I did an announcement for Desert Rose High School. They were doing a graduation. I didn't do announcements. They were doing a graduation, and they wanted to have it available. And, of course, everybody wants everything for free, and they had 1 camera. But I was able to use that and use multiple inputs. The cost of that used to be, those things used to cost 10 grand. That is approximately $1,800. I'm not saying you have to have that, guys, okay? But if you want to have multiple cameras, all right, you want to have multiple cameras and do cuts, scenes, green screen, chroma key, all that kind of stuff, that's going to be $1,800 for that. Now, you saw Martha P. King that had 1 camera. They're doing green screen, and you can go, it's not multiple cameras, but you can have multiple inputs. So you're watching me on the screen, right? I'm showing you video capture from my laptop camera, but if I went and selected monitor capture, now I'm showing you an image right off the computer. So that is a separate input. So you're seeing a screen which was my OnePlace server, but you could have a video loaded up there or another type of service, right? And you can also add another input like images. So the software allows for multiple inputs. I have not been successful with multiple cameras. All right. So the 1800 is an option just so that if you're going to do multiple cameras. I'd love to see, how about a GoPro cam, right? You get 4 GoPro cams. You go to Harbor Freight and you get a light on there. Boom, ready to go. I'm talking a lot. I got to get moving, don't I, Mark?
Yes. You got about,
sorry, guys.
About 6 or 7 minutes.
Oh, boy. Okay. I'm sorry. All right. So we talked about video announcements. Most high schools have this. Most middle schools and elementaries. Elementary school, if they want it, it's approximately $1,300. A middle school, $1,600. In a high school, I believe it's $2,200, around there. I'm not going to, but most high schools already have it, okay? But so that's just one option. The other option you have as a teacher is that you can record right from your computer. you would have to go, what I'm trying to do is change one place to this system. See how it's called Passport? And I would send you an email. And this is how teachers would access ClassroomCast. They would go to ccsd.edutone.net, and I would send you that direction. You log in with your AD, and it's the same AD that everybody else is using, right? And see how this, are we on the right screen, Mark? Okay.
Yes.
See how it's populating how one place is? I want to remove some of this stuff. So you can still go to one place, but here you have a ClassroomCast button, and if your system has it, it would take you here and log you automatically into your designated school. See that? So it has me at my location, and if you populate something, you get your own channel. So do you see how I have the Craig Cudahy channel? And everything I talked about today is right here under my One Place channel. And here are videos on how to hyperlink in PowerPoint, how to download and learn 360. And I embedded all these in my PDE class, by the way. So we have 2 PDE classes coming out, guys. Just so you know, these have not been advertised yet. Darn it. Sorry, Mark. Give me a second. There's 2 PDE classes coming out. Yay, here we are. There it is. I'm going to advertise this, Mark. You're going to help me share this. There's 2 PDEs for 1 credit. One starting January 19th. They're face-to-face, 4 hours. And you learn about everything we just talked about today. You create a 10-slide PowerPoint for your future use. And then on the last day, February 2nd, you share your 10-slide PowerPoint. Okay? And then the second one's going to be January 26th. And that is obviously wrong. And I'll have to fix that. Okay. And I think that ends February 9th is actually the end date. So I'm glad I saw that to fix it. Does that make sense, guys? Yes, Craig, it does. Okay. What are the other features on ClassroomCast as you as a teacher can do? Please don't let me say I logged out all of this. So you can use your cell phone or you can download software. And it goes, this is the system called TechSmith Relay Recorder. And once you log in through your Passport system, you can download this software. I'm going through this quickly because this is something, if you're really interested, I'll come out to your school. I help people walk through it because I find that everybody has different technology and they get frustrated. And I don't want you to quit. You know what I'm saying? So you can download this software, the TechSmith Relay, and where'd it go? And it's really simple to use. You can make your videos public or private. Private means you would get an email via Interact right to you, and no one else would be able to access it unless that you shared that link. Public means it would go up on the web page where everybody would see it on your landing page. Okay? You as a teacher can password protect content. You can also go in and add. Like I have a video right here on how to log into ClassroomCast, and you can see here's the attachment, and I even have all the handouts. How to ClassroomCast for the first time. There's a PDF. This has closed captioning with it. How to set your settings on your smartphone to do it, within the school Wi-Fi. You get that? Isn't that kind of cool? I'm going kind of fast, I'm sorry. And then I wanted to show, so if I wanted to record something right from my computer, let's say, because I'm just doing a test, I select the display to record. I'll select this screen, and I hit record. It's going to do a countdown, and if you were a teacher, let's say you had a PowerPoint, and you could just say, I'm just pulling up random things, but if you were a teacher and you had your PowerPoint, you could say, all right, I'm talking, and you can see it's recording right now. Okay, and I'm saying, okay, students, this week we need to work on this, this, and this, or, this event took place in December 7th. Who knows? You share something you don't want to say over and over again. You hit stop. It finalizes the recording. You can trim it. Let's say you didn't like the beginning. I can say, oh, I don't like the beginning and I didn't like the end. Just kind of like I talked about that Learn 360 custom content, right? I can trim out some of the pieces. I hit submit. Once you log in through AD, you don't have to do it again. I wonder if I'll get an error because, no, I logged in correctly. And now, within minutes, this went to a server at the station. It goes in the cloud, re-encodes it in MPEG-4, and I'll get an email on Interact saying, here's a link to that video. And if you're on ClassDojo, you can send that right to your teachers. How cool is that? Let me see if I can find a no reply. Would it be no? Who knows what kind of stuff I'm going to say. I wonder what would hide. Link. I deleted all my stuff. Nothing left in there. So I'll get an email in a second with that link to that video. Anyways, I think that's pretty cool. And you could do the same very thing with this TechSmith Relay recorder. It's called a Fuse app, and I can do it right from my cell phone and send it right to other students. That's pretty cool, right? I know I'm running low on time. I'm sorry, Mark. I wanted to show. I'm sorry. I wanted to show one video real quick of a teacher from Martha P. King who did a video right with her cell phone. But it's going to take me a second to find it. Someone keeps trying to call me. I want to go to chat.
Hey, Stacy Lynn said, this is super cool, but my school can't afford $1,300 with the frowny face.
Yeah, I understand. But maybe they already have it. What school is it? A lot of people, I haven't advertised it in large part. I've tried to, there's been a lot of district agendas going on, and I've kind of been like, little Craig in the corner. Mark's been doing great to try to help me, but I think teachers have so much stuff going on, there's only so much time in the day.
All right. Thank you so much, Craig. We're running short on time here. Are there any questions? If you have questions, please go ahead and put them in the text chat box. That concludes, I'm going to wrap this up here, that concludes our video resources webinar.
I can't believe I talked for an hour, Mark. I thought I was going to run way short.
If you have questions, please email Craig Cudahy. There's information there for you. To exit, please make sure you click on the button, the red X that says exit. Don't just close your browser window. That way it records your attendance. If you watch this in the playback, hopefully you did not download it. Hopefully you watched it. I think I eliminated that choice for you. In the bottom right-hand corner, you will see a button that says log attendance and exit. Again, that is only for people who are viewing this in the playback. Bottom right-hand corner, choose log attendance and exit.
I hope that made sense, everybody. I hope you got some information out of there. I feel like I rambled on a little bit.
Thank you, Craig.
Mark, I appreciate it, man. I always do. Thank you so much. I'll hang on here. If anybody has other questions, I can hang on if you want, Mark, or do you got to shut it down?
I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording, stop the recording right now.
All right. So, Brian,
send Craig an email.
Yeah, that's the best thing I can do. I don't want to look it up in front of everybody right now.